I'm just trying to paint a picture of just that car ride, that first car ride with your cat in your car. How was that?
Dude, I had
Sean
Sean
here.
here. Welcome everybody.
Oh, uh-oh. That's not our normal intro. What's
It's
going on there?
not. Well, Sean, as promised, we have some special guests, and today we're excited to have one of my good friends, Clayton Kruger, on. He
Let's
has a
go.
super exciting story. Actually packed up everything, moved across the country, drove to LA, and he's been there ever since. Been like 5 years. And so we can't wait to share this story with you. You ready?
Let's do it.
Yeah, it's still going. Sweet. What's up?
What's up, Clayton? How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you guys so much for having me on here.
You are our first guest.
Beautiful.
So
Thank
Congrats.
you.
we might have to have you on every year to update. We kind of want to just like check in with our friends, but Clayton and I have known each other for almost a decade. It's
Yeah, probably.
crazy. We have so many stories we could tell you, but Clayton has the most interesting adventure that he went on a few years ago. If you can't tell from his sick pad, he moved across the country to Los Angeles, had quite a decent career here. And so we're going to explore and unpack why you did this and how it's been. Can you explain what your life was like before, where you lived, and like what led to this decision?
Yeah, big question to unpack. But yeah, I think with stuff like this, you're talking about people longing for that kind of change or wanting to do some kind of like big, huge, big, like fundamental change in their life. And
Yeah.
honestly, something like that, it doesn't feel real until you're like already doing it, until you've already like broken the seal on that, on moving out, on getting established somewhere else. Even like packing up the car, getting in, driving out here and everything, I was like, is does this count? Is this working? Like, am I gonna stay out there? Like, what's happening? It's really helped me recognize that it just kind of like nothing is permanent if you don't want it to be. And you can just go out, you can try something, and you just gotta like feel it out. You won't know if you really like a place until you spend a lot of time there. You're gonna recognize parts of yourself that were functions of the environment you were in. You're gonna realize parts of yourself that are so deep and are gonna come with you, and you didn't realize they were part of the luggage that you packed up.
Goodness, is this therapy? That was
Yeah,
so good.
That was.
yeah. Thank you.
Because your environment does at some level hold you back. There's the excuses we make, and then there's like, I've lived my whole life here. I've got chains on me that I don't even know I have,
Yeah.
right? And
hmm
so like I think it takes a lot of courage because another question I have for you is like, was it like hard to tell people?
Yeah, honestly, I think that was the hardest part of the whole process, genuinely. Talking to my family, kind of explaining to them uh why I was moving, what it meant to me, ways that I still wanted to stay in touch and hold those connections with them. I think that was when the actual reality of it started setting in. Like I was making plans. I had, communicated about like work that I was going to be moving, even though I was like remote. I was not renewing my lease. And when I really started talking to my family and telling them, like that's when the reality of it like really settled. And then I was like, that was the only part I think that like really shook me. You know what I mean? It's hard to leave people behind. It's hard to leave family and your home behind like that.
And it can be because did you have a lot of connection out there, or was it just a chance to meet a whole new world?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good question. It's yes and no. Like I had some really valuable, important family that it was really difficult to leave behind. I felt really bad leaving, my like young nieces and nephews behind, and knowing that it was going to be very rare when I was going to be able to go back and travel back and see them. But, if anybody's considering doing some kind of like big change or big move like that, you have really big reasons for doing that. And, if it feels right, you got to try it out, and you can always come back. It's very easy. It's a couple days drive. The really important stuff that I packed up into my car was my full desk setup and my computer, my PC and my monitors and everything, all my camera gear, enough clothes to get by, and my cats. And that was basically a whole Nissan Altima worth of content there.
For real.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to paint a picture of just that car ride, that first car ride with your cat in your car. How was that?
Dude, I had a full setup ready. I had
Yep.
like a transportable litter box set up and little
Yes.
rubber feeder bowls and water and everything. And we did so many bathroom breaks for them, set everything up at the Airbnb, like on the overnight for them. And honestly, dude, they just went into like panic mode and just shut down, sealed off everything for like 2 days. I
Whoa.
swear they didn't do anything. They went into like stasis, like a hibernation while we were transporting.
Because it's culture shock. Cats are
Yeah, literally.
such environmental creatures, you know? That adds another element of like an excuse you could have had. Well, I have these two cats, or but to go on a journey with your cats is it's kind of a beautiful thing. It almost deserves a short film itself, like a
Yeah.
documentary.
You know, talking about it now and just talking with you, it's got me way back in the freelance headspace of having a gig that you're going to. You got to pack up everything that's like valuable to you, all your kit, all your gear,
True.
and go somewhere with it. And it feels really funny to have just everything that's really important pared down to just like this one set, you know?
Yeah.
Honestly, the whole drive, it was a lot of just is this happening? Do I just keep going? Should I just turn around?
It's
And it was 2 12-hour days of just kind of like, huh, I guess this is kind of real.
Wow.
yeah,
Where'd
yeah.
you
Uh,
where'd you stop?
Stopped in Albuquerque on the
Oh,
way. Yeah,
Ooh.
for a quick night there. Yeah,
Yeah, I've been out there. It's kind of eerie out there at night because it's like the real desert
it's
and
desert.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
UFOs.
yeah, exactly.
Whatever you believe. I want you to know I'm super concerned about this comet coming or this
Oh,
asteroid
dear
coming.
God.
I can't stop talking about it.
He's
Yeah,
So
told me every day about this comet.
3032, there's an asteroid coming. Look it
that's
up.
so funny.
What was like the first 24 hours like? And then honestly, like what was your first year living out there like?
In my heart, like my first goal was to make it all the way to the coast and to go see the ocean like on the first night that I rolled up.
Nice.
Yeah.
So had to do that. Yeah, went out to like Santa Monica, got dinner out there and everything. How I figured out housing, I didn't have any like network. I didn't have any connections out here or anything when was coming in. So what I ended up doing was I got 2 month like long-term rental through Airbnb on the west side. And then while I was here, it was a lot of going around, touring places, looking online for places with housemates and things like that, and then got set up with my first apartment out here after those 2 months.
So there's always a downside. There's always struggles. There's always like things, hurdles. So what in the first year, what were some of those like really hard things you had to deal with?
You know, I was really aware going into it that it was really gonna like challenge me. I was gonna be really confronted in a lot of ways. I really hoped it was gonna expand me a lot as a person, and it absolutely did that. I was moving out of the Midwest. I was moving out of Kansas City. It was a place that I felt very stifled. I felt like I had been everywhere in the city. You know, I had the feeling of like, oh, I've met everybody that I need to meet out here. And you show up to like a giant, impressing place like this, and you gotta go out there and start fresh and meet random people and just be a nobody in like this giant ocean. And, you know, it was humbling and it was really exciting to meet all kinds of new different people. But, you know, it's really scary at first and it really does challenge you. And it also offers this really special opportunity where you get to think like, wow, I can start fresh here. Like I didn't exist to any of these people in this entire place. Like, how do I want to interact with people? How do I want to, you know, show up and chat and meet and, you know, who do I want to be out here?
That's really, really powerful because it gives you a chance to, and it's not necessarily reinventing yourself, but it's to grow up.
Yeah.
Is there celebrity sightings or have you caught
Oh,
any like awesome premieres?
Part of it that's really funny, like now that I've been out here for a while, it's just another city. Like,
mhm.
I mean, it does get hype and there is all kinds of like weird, crazy vibes that you come across. And it just feels like being in like a large city too. It's a really interesting place to be in. There are an insane number of actual cities in LA County,
Mhm.
and they're just entire like ecosystems. It's fascinating to drive through them. If you're into like film and media and television, there are incredible events to go to. Like going and seeing movies in theaters and like screenings, like art house screenings out here, is maybe like one of the most fun parts of it. I didn't realize how different that culture was going to be. And maybe I'm just like remembering it wrong now, but going to see a movie in Kansas City, it was like everybody's silent, movie theater, you're all
Yeah.
chilling, everyone's just sitting there. And out here, people are so rowdy in the movies, and it is so fun. People are like yapping and talking and making little jokes and stuff, and it's like culturally like so accepted. The Hollywood Cemetery, which is just this massive cemetery, has these outdoor curated like movie screenings that they do. And it's this massive picnic with like hundreds of people, and everyone's just out there yapping and watching like some movie from the 80s and drinking wine, and it's just so fun. Yeah, there's a really huge culture around that
Wow,
stuff.
that's awesome. That must be so cool around Halloween too, especially the cemetery. Oh
Yeah.
man,
Yeah, I saw Trick or Treat right around Halloween this last year. Yeah, it was so
nice,
fun.
nice.
Well, then you got the nightlife, but then you can just, I've seen a couple of pictures on your Instagram of you just taking a giant hike up the
Mm.
hills and just looking over and seeing the ocean and just being able to get away from the city. So there's like opportunities to just breathe, right?
Yeah, there's a ton of nature. That was really important to me too, being able to go out, have the beach right there, have the mountains and hiking. I just drove up and went like snowboarding last weekend. Like I've never been able to do
Whoa.
that from home before. And it was just
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah.
fun. There's so much outdoor stuff to do.
Yeah, so just kind of taking in all the experiences you've had moving out there, is this something you would do over again?
This question I think about all the time.
Ooh.
And I think genuinely the answer that I always come back to is I never could have not done this. Like
Mm.
I know that I would have
Wow.
been so pissed at myself if I never tried it. Even if I had to go back, even if it wasn't working, I knew that it was something that I needed to, just like you said, Sean, like to grow up, like to take ownership and accountability and, take the reins a little bit and try something that was actually meaningful to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I never could have skipped it. I would have to do it again. Yeah.
Like, is there anything you would tell yourself or someone who's like really just struggling with this inner thought of going somewhere, moving somewhere? Not necessarily LA, but could be Pennsylvania. I don't know.
I would say if you're able to, go visit first. That's super important. This was a place that I had been out here before, and that was how I kind of recognized that it was going to be a place that I was going to feel really comfortable. I think I definitely could have done more specific planning. So just like, take that seriously and definitely plan on that. Budget mentally, emotionally, literally. Like I think I really could have reassured myself more that like you can pull the plug anytime. You can always come back, really keep whatever tethers you can, keep up with your friends, keep up with your family. They're still going to be there. Go make sure you can go back and visit people when, if that's important to you. But at some point you just got to do it. Like,
Yeah,
try it out. If it's really meaningful to you, you'll know that and it's worth trying out.
I love
Yeah,
that, man.
it's awesome.
What does the future hold for you? Let's talk the next year. What do you got going on?
Yeah, yeah, that's a good question. A big part of the move for me, it really did change a lot of me and it changed a lot of myself. I stepped away from doing video work and editing work. I got involved in nonprofit work out here, which I've been doing for a couple of years. It has me considering going back into grad school and everything right now.
Wow.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's really cool to shake things up and kind of you see what's really meaningful. You see what you do want to stick and what kind of stuff you really do miss.
Dude, that's huge
Yeah,
because
that's
you went
awesome.
out to move and you had these certain skill sets and then this whole like other purpose opened
Hmm.
up for you. And it's a big one. It's one that you can spend the rest of your life doing and actually do some good in the world. And so that's awesome.
So in a sense, this is, like a very film oriented podcast, and your journey, like your experiences in LA, really got me thinking. And so I have some film questions for you. The first one is, what's the most recent film you've seen?
Ooh, most recent film I saw. I think the last one that I went and saw in theaters was Companion. I don't know if you guys have seen that one yet.
Oh,
Oh,
I've
I've
that's the
not. That's
AI,
AI.
Yeah,
right?
that's
No,
the AI one.
I've not
It's
That
seen that.
funny.
movie's
Yeah.
it's creepy. It's getting real out there.
It is. Honestly, that could happen next year. Who knows?
Yeah, we're pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, and then what film reminds you most of your childhood?
Ooh, okay. I mean, honestly, my go-to is Donnie Darko. That was a
Oh,
huge
Yes.
favorite.
that's a
Yes.
great one.
Yeah, I know
Dang.
that movie by heart. I watched it over and over with my best friend from like middle school. Yeah, that it's like deep lore.
Dang. Is that Jake Gyllenhaal's first role or just his breakthrough? I can't
It
remember.
might have been a breakthrough. I feel like he
Okay,
must have done something before that. Yeah.
probably.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he's had some like small gigs before. We need to talk about that next time you come on. We just have a
Yeah.
podcast about Donnie Darko because I
Yes.
grew up in the area when that like came out and there was like websites like trying to figure out what Donnie Darko meant and like
Yeah.
Wow.
because we were like 14 and 15 at this time, so we were like locked into this movie.
I'll one up you because one of the things I've just been like I still like doing a little bit of editing and just playing around with clips and stuff for fun. Did you guys ever see I Saw the TV Glow? It came out in the last like year or two.
No,
I have not.
no.
Oh, recent. No, okay, I haven't seen
Yeah,
that.
it was a A24 horror
Oh,
film.
Love
It's
okay.
A24.
really good.
Yeah.
And right when I finished watching it, I went and saw it with my friend at this like nonprofit art house movie theater out here,
Oh
which was
wow.
so sick.
Yeah.
So
Um,
cool.
I was like, oh my God, this is like a new Donnie Darko movie. And then I
Really?
was looking through like skimming through clips and comparing like shots and plot points and stuff, and I was like, oh my God, these are really similar. I think that
Wow.
would be a really fascinating like exploration, like looking at those two together.
Well,
Wow.
Sean and I do like a movie review or whatever. So I
Yeah.
think you just gave
Yeah,
us our
honestly,
next movie
that'll
I'm
probably be
telling
our
review.
you,
next one.
there's interesting comparisons there. Yeah.
Okay, then the classic. What's your all-time favorite movie?
All-time favorite movie. I literally have to check my phone.
Is it Letterboxd? Are you on Letterboxd?
I keep like notes of this stuff
Oh, okay, okay.
because it's so hard for me to pull like favorites usually. One of the most influential movies that I like respect the most that I've seen is a documentary called The Imposter. I don't know if you guys have seen this.
I've
That
not.
sounds familiar.
It's fascinating. I don't want to explain too much about it because it's it's a very like real visceral documentary that has like talking head interviews from people that were involved with what happened, and it uses the documentary format in such an interesting like persuasive way. It's
Okay.
really cool.
I
It's
dig
a
that.
really like masterful documentary. Really good if you like true crime and like family
Oh,
drama. It's a really cool.
I'm heavy on Letterboxd. I just always, whenever someone recommends a movie, I'm just gonna add that to my watch list.
Yeah,
So that's awesome.
exactly.
I got two right there. What's the shittiest film you've ever seen?
Ooh, that's a really tough one. Okay. Bad movies that make me angry. My favorite terrible movie that I saw recently was Megalopolis.
Oh
Definitely.
man.
We went and saw it at like the Alamo Draft House here downtown. I saw people run out of the theater.
Really?
Like
I
Oh
in
bet
the
it's like,
wow.
I bet the critics are super harsh in LA. People here in where we live are just
Oh
like,
yeah.
this is a bad movie, but I'm gonna keep eating my popcorn, you
Yeah.
Yep.
know? It's like,
Yep.
No, people were like howling with laughter or
Oh
just
no.
literally sprinting out the door. Yeah.
that is so ridiculous. I
Yeah.
love that though. We should do that more. Step
Yeah.
out of movies. Clayton, thank you so much for joining us here
Yeah,
on
thank
Sean
you.
Squared. Thank you for being so
Yeah.
vulnerable, open, and just popping some wisdom that we don't normally drop because we're just two guys who know a lot about a little and we share a little about a lot.
Yeah.
And that's our
Yep.
theme,
That was
man.
a
Yeah.
good line.
Yeah.
Thank you guys
Bars.
so much for having me. This was really
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
nice to
friend.
meet you,
Well,
Clayton. This is
Yeah,
awesome.
good to meet you too, Sean. It was great talking with you guys. Take
yeah,
care.
Yeah.
take care, my friend. So we hope you enjoyed that. It was packed with so much wisdom, and we
Yep.
actually dove into a few. We didn't plan on getting movie
No,
recommendations
no.
out of that,
No, we did not. But I'm glad we did. I got a few things to add to my list.
and a future episode diving into Donnie Darko, which
Yes,
I
absolutely.
got like super passionate about because I think that movie is just fascinating.
So original. So good.
So we had some more things coming from you, but thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging with us today. And Sean, as always, peace. I had a question. How did the cat bathroom situation happen? some rap music just came into my headphones. Did anybody else hear?
What? No.